I played the Kingdom Hearts Missing Link closed beta and it was like,
the power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
I've seen a lot of discussion online recently about AP and its scarcity in Missing Link's handheld mode. Well, I've come to tell you that that's not the case. I'll discuss a few things in this video. What is AP? What can you do with AP? What can you do without AP? Do you have to go outside to get more? How to play the game without touching grass. Let's get into it. AP is short for astral points, a subtle nod to the dummy thick astral plane. No, I'm taking the piss. It's probably just short for ability points like it's always been, but they don't actually specify in the game details in Missing Link. It could be action points, but I don't see why they'd rename it now. Unless... plot reasons? There I go, taking the piss again. Anyway, AP in Missing Link is closer to the Union Cross mobile game than the traditional Kingdom Hearts games. It's used as currency to gain access to content instead of allocating a set number to change your fighting abilities or setup. So what can you do with AP in Missing Link? AP is only used in the astral plane. As you know, there are two modes that you can play in the astral plane. So I'll separate this section into two parts. What do we use AP for in GPS mode and what do we use it for in touch mode? Touch mode is the official name for the handheld mode. So in GPS mode, you don't use AP for anything. If you play the game solely in GPS mode, the only time you would be prompted to use AP would be if you were opening a grand chest and you didn't want to spend any jewels or wait 5 days for the chest to open. In fact, in GPS mode, you actually gain AP from pretty much anything. If you defeat some Heartless,
you smart, you loyal, you're grateful. I appreciate that. Go buy your mama a house.
If you use a recovery post,
go buy your whole family houses.
If you fight an enemy at a peace post and you lose,
put this
AP
in your savings account.
If you accidentally turn on the game while you're walking home,
go spend some
AP
for no reason.
Sounds great, right? There's no disadvantage to walking around and playing the game. So let's have a look at what we use AP for in handheld mode.
Everything.
You want to fight some Heartless? That's anything from 20 AP to 100 AP. You want to recover HP? Recovery post costs 40 AP. You want to fight an enemy for a chance to win a 1-star piece? 800 AP. You want to pick up a treasure chest? 1000 AP. You want to teleport to Japan? 90,000 AP. So yeah, needless to say, things cost a lot in touch mode. But don't be afraid. You are the one who will open the door. So we can do everything for free in GPS mode, but it costs AP to do things in touch mode. We knew this. But what don't we know? Well, what can you do without AP? The main things. Oh, you thought that Pokemon Go shit was the main game? No! It's a big chunk of it, but all of the main stuff, the stuff that we're here for, is outside of the astral plane. That's right, it's in
the world of Scala ad Caelum.
Gotcha, bitch!
In Scala, you can speak to two ladies at the gate to the astral plane. They will act as your quest givers. Think like Monster Hunter. Only the monsters that we're hunting aren't dragons. They're more familiar to the Kingdom Hearts series. Monsters that are devoid of hearts, devoid of feelings. That's right, the monsters are gotcha mechanics. I know. No, I'm just taking the piss. The lady on the right will give you your main missions. If the lore is all you're interested in, then play the game only for this. The lady on the left gives you everything else. All kinds of quests. You have your side quests, challenge quests, quests for materials, peace fragment quests, and closed beta quests. The closed beta quests obviously won't be in the official release, but they entailed a bunch of battle quests for us to test out the combat and get some free jewels. And they also had some gift quests where, like in Union Cross, you can hit a singular level 1 Heartless to defeat it immediately and then receive whatever quest rewards they had in store. With that, we can assume that we'll receive event quests from this lady too, much like the VIP quest from Union Cross. So none of the main stuff is AP based, but be wary. The quests will get harder and you will eventually be soft locked out of them unless you pull for newer pieces from banners. Just like I was when I played through the closed beta with a free to play mentality, only spending jewels on banners when I couldn't continue with the pieces I'd acquired by simply playing. But more on that in an upcoming video. Let's get back to AP. So you don't have to worry about AP with the main stuff, but you will need to worry about it if you're trying to get some new pieces in the astral plane. So if we have to go to the astral plane sometimes, do we have to go outside to do it? No, you don't. But Gaming Pop, you said that you can't gain AP in touch mode. You said you can only gain AP in GPS mode.
Bingo!
But you don't have to go outside to access GPS mode. Obvious, I know, but effective. You have no idea how much AP I was able to get from doing this. It was beautiful. You see, I had an abundance of AP by just playing from home or going to the shop once or twice. The recovery posts give you 8 AP per interaction. If there happens to be 1 or 2 outside of your home, you don't even have to think about AP for a while. Why go out and touch grass when you can just play inside? But don't worry if there's no recovery posts near you. They change the locations of the recovery posts every day. So one day you might have 1 post near your house, the next day you might have 2, and the next day you may have none. Much like Pokemon Go, you will be able to contact the development team directly. There is a channel to do that, and you may be able to request that a post is placed near you if you live on a farm or something, but don't quote me on that. Even if you contact the developers, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to respond. It's not like it's an official process or anything. Even so, this isn't even the main method of farming AP. This is just a nice little passive that you can get. 8 AP every so often, but on top of that, Heartless spawn literally everywhere in packs of around 6 encounters. Each encounter netting you around 4 AP, with some uncommon encounters giving you around 40 AP. The Heartless come back around every 5 to 10 minutes, and even more so if you use a bell. Similar to lures in Pokemon Go, the bells lure more Heartless to you over a 30-minute time span. There's also upgraded bells which lure even more Heartless to you over a 30-minute time span, but it also heals your HP and MP after each fight. You can get these for free or in exchange for in-game currency on many occasions, but for context, I never used these throughout my entire run other than to record for footage. So we can get AP from recovery posts, we can get it from fighting Heartless, and we can get it from random gifts if the developers are feeling nice. But surely that's not enough. Well, there is one more method of getting AP, the weekly activity pass. I know, battle passes are pretty lame, but hear me out. The things you get from the activity passes are actually rubbish, disgusting, useless, pathetic, dirt, trash, just like your waifu. Sorry, that was uncalled for. Anyway, you don't need potions and lotions or single piece draw tickets at all. So what's the point of the activity pass? Well, you get something called activity coins for every time you activate a recovery post, for every Heartless encounter you win, and for every step you take.
Every step you take, I'll be watching.
The way it monitors your steps is by syncing with a supported health monitoring app, such as Google Fit. So if you can trick Google Fit into thinking that you've somehow done a ton of steps, then that might work. But from the comfort of our own home, we'll only be getting in a few steps. However, we'll get a significant number of recovery posts and Heartless encounters. Similar to Union Cross, there is also a bonus time feature with the activity pass, where you can gain more coins just by activating it at bonus time. But the point is, these coins are passively earned while you're actively trying to gain AP by fighting enemies and activating those recovery posts. You can gain additional coins by spending money, similar to Union Cross's VIP feature, I assume, but it's unnecessary. The coins that you get from free to play are enough. Alright, I've beaten around the bush enough already. You can spend 500 of these coins for 1500 AP, or 100 of these coins for 300 AP. I only needed to do this a few times in the entire beta, and it was for special occasions where I came across a 3-star peace post as part of a special event, or if I needed more for a grand chest or something. Even so, I never ran out of activity coins. Almost everything you can buy with activity coins are also gained by defeating Heartless, so there's no point in spending the activity coins unless you need a quick boost of AP at any point. This is especially useful if you couldn't be bothered grinding for AP, or if you're just shy of however many that you need. You can hold up to 30,000 activity coins at a time. If we divide that into 500 activity coins, then it amounts to 60 purchases of 1500 AP. In total, that's 90,000 AP. Alright, so there's some good ways to get AP, but what if you don't want to sit there mindlessly fighting Heartless every 5 minutes? Well, you can put your phone on hands-free mode and easily carve a few thousand AP. Even more if you use an enemy call bell. If you do this frequently, AP will never be a problem. And if you're worried about battery life, don't be. You can use the in-game screen lock in hands-free mode to conserve battery. The only downside is that you can't use your phone while doing this. Or maybe that's an upside. At least, the phone doesn't feel like the
Power of the sun.
The palm of your hand.
Now that we've established that AP isn't really a problem, how can we optimize our gameplay for majority touch mode? Well, it's obvious that the ideal gameplay is a mix of both GPS mode and touch mode, where you can go outside, farm AP in hands-free mode on your commute, and then come home to play the game properly. Too much GPS mode and you lose a significant amount of time and likely money unless you're walking all over the place the entire time, but good luck getting to area bosses if you're doing that. But by the same token, you're pitted against using the AP system if you're in touch mode, but hands-free mode is a godsend. You can stick it on hands-free mode while you're cooking your food, while you're playing with your kids, while you're watching your TV, etc. You'll have plenty of AP before you know it, but on top of that, a great way to play is by fighting many area enemies in touch mode as possible. From this, you can get area coins, which will grant you currency to buy accessories and outfits. Outfits increase your growth log, which basically means it increases your passive buffs. Accessories buff you depending on which one you equip, and on top of all of that, if you're fighting these area bosses, you're likely to liberate an area, meaning that you have a chance of obtaining a grand chest. Grand chests usually contain a powerful piece. The issue with playing like this in touch mode is that it can take a while if you're walking all over the place. There is a teleport option, but it's very costly and it's not really worth it if you're playing in touch mode only, unless you're trying to save the time. The point is, if you want to be free to play and you want to stay as close to the updates as possible, you'll have to try and complete the growth log as much as you can to get those juicy buffs. You'll also need to make an effort to think about your builds and how they stack up against the enemies that you're going to fight. The useful thing is, if you damage enemies from 3-star peace posts, your damage will carry over onto the next fight at a 3-star peace post if you lose the initial fight. Bear in mind, it needs to be the same piece. But outside of that, to keep up with the meta, you'll likely have to rely on banner pulls, and that's just the nature of a gacha game. I did leave feedback in the survey to say that it was fun and made me want to purchase pieces for the challenge quests, but also if the main quest would be unbeatable without pieces that could only be obtained from banners, then it would make me not want to spend any money on the game. Hopefully they will listen. The game is fantastic and I'm really excited for the story. I do have a lore deep dive video coming up and a comprehensive gameplay video. Please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more Kingdom Hearts Missing Link content. Please let me know what else you'd like to see from the game, as I have a large amount of footage from the beta, but for now, that's all from me.